Okay, so we're all chasing this thing called financial freedom. But what if the goal we've all been sold is actually a myth? Well, today we are going to completely redefine what it really means to be free. We're taught to chase a number, right? A specific salary, a net worth, some kind of finish line. But what if the whole race is just flawed? What are you really looking for when you say you want financial freedom? Let's dig into that. From the time we're kids, it's just drilled into us, isn't it? More. More money, more success, more stuff. And look, it can definitely be a great motivator, but it can also become a cage, and that constant chase for more is often the very thing that makes us feel trapped instead of free. All right, so here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll bust the big myth about financial freedom. Then, we'll talk about what freedom's real currency is. After that, it's all about security over status. And we'll wrap up with a game-changing idea, the philosophy of enough. Let's dive right into our first section, the financial freedom myth. I call it chasing a number on a treadmill because honestly, that's what it is. And most of us don't even see the treadmill we're running on. Seriously, go ask anyone, and this is probably what you'll hear. That freedom is hitting a certain income, maybe a specific net worth, or having that super luxurious lifestyle you see all over Instagram. These are the goals we're handed. But here's the thing. They are so fragile. And here is exactly why those goals are so fragile. It's a fascinating psychological concept called the hedonic treadmill. You know how it goes. You get the big raise, you buy the fancy car, you get this quick hit of happiness. And then, poof, you're right back where you started, already needing the next thing to feel good. The goalposts just keep moving forever. Okay, this right here, this is the entire mindset shift in one slide. The myth tells us to go after income, net worth, and status. But the reality, the real prize, is control, optionality, and time. This is the new definition we're building. So if the point isn't just to pile up money, then what is the point? Well, that brings us to our next section, freedom's real currency. Because money is just a tool, and its best use is to buy two things you can't get anywhere else, options and time. I love this quote, which sums up the idea from the 4-Hour Workweek. It just nails it. Real power isn't about having a massive bank account. It's having the ability to choose. It's being able to say no to a project you hate or take a month off without everything falling apart. It's making choices because you want to, not because you have to. So what does that optionality actually look like in your life? Well, it's about controlling these 4 whys. Think about it. Can you control what you do every day, when you do it, where you do it, and so importantly, with whom you do it? Every single yes to these questions is a huge leap toward real freedom. All those options, all that control, it's all pointing to one thing. It's all in service of the most valuable currency of all, the only one you can never, ever earn back. And this just says it all. You can always find a way to make more money, but time, once it's gone for good. The second you start thinking of your time as your most precious asset, way more valuable than money, your entire approach to life is going to change, I promise you. And that leads us right into our next big idea. If time is what we're after, then chasing status is one of the biggest traps out there. So we're going to talk about focusing on security over status and building a foundation of actual peace. Okay, let's just picture 2 people for a second. On one side, you have someone with a super high income, but they've also got huge fixed costs. The big house, the fancy cars, you know the deal, and all the stress that comes with it. Their whole setup is fragile. On the other side, you have someone with a more moderate income, but very few obligations. They've got flexibility, they've got stability, their life is resilient. Now, honestly, who's the freer one here? It's pretty clear, right? So how do you actually build that resilient life? It's really a 3-step path. First, you build stability. We're talking about an emergency fund, something that lets you take a punch without getting knocked out. Step 2, reduce the pressure. Actively hunt down and minimize your fixed costs and obligations. And that leads to step 3, you get to actually enjoy the peace of mind that comes when money isn't a constant source of stress. All right, we've arrived at the final and maybe most important piece of the puzzle. This is the big mindset shift. Because here's the thing, you can have options, time, and security, but if you're still always chasing more, you're still trapped. This is about how to finally get off that treadmill. And this isn't a new idea. The Stoic philosopher Seneca said this 2,000 years ago.
Being poor isn't about how little you have, it's about how much you want. It's that constant feeling that you're lacking something, that you need more. And that is a game you will never, ever win.
And this is the trap of more in a nutshell. Every time you level up, your expectations just reset at that new higher level. The treadmill just gets faster, and you end up in this vicious cycle of more pressure and more dependence just to keep up. It's exhausting. So what's the way out? It's this. It's internalizing this simple but incredibly powerful idea. Right now, you have enough. You do enough. You are enough. That's the antidote. It's shifting from always feeling like you're lacking something to recognizing the abundance you already have. And please remember this. This is not an all or nothing thing. Financial freedom isn't some light switch that you just flip one day. Nope, it's a spectrum. And every little system you build, every dollar you save, every subscription you cancel, moves you one step further down that spectrum. It all counts. So as we start to pull this all together, I want you to really let this sink in. Let's stop thinking of financial freedom as some far-off destination you have to arrive at. It's not. It's a condition. It's a state of being you can start building right now. And how do you know when you're in that condition? Well, here are the signs. You know you're getting there when money isn't calling all the shots in your life. When your time starts to feel like a flexible asset you can actually control. And maybe most importantly, when your finances are actually reducing your stress instead of creating it. If you take away just one thing today, let it be this. We have to completely reframe the goal. Real freedom isn't about how much you earn. It's about how little money controls you. That's it. That's the whole game. So that leaves us with one last really important question. If freedom is something you build slowly, piece by piece, how do you know you're making progress? What are the actual milestones that tell you you're on the right path? Well, we're going to break that down in our very next explainer. Thanks so much for joining me.